And good afternoon or good morning, everyone. This is Podcasters Unleashed. Okay, this is Podcasters Unleashed. All right, today we have a very unique and special episode. Many of you, and I mean many of you, had heard about the whole Meghan and Harry and the Oprah interview and was there racism. So it just so happens that a good chunk of my co-hosts here are actually British, are actually the crown, the whole 9 yards. Okay, and the other chunk, well, they've all passed through there and been through there. But before we kick off, I want to introduce my co-host. So let's kick this off, ladies first. Let's go off with, and you know who I'm talking to. Go for it, Kaola.
Hi guys, so my name is Haula and I'm the host of the podcast Women with Stories. Over to you, Carla.
I'm the host of the Wonder and Wellbeing podcast, and it's a podcast for parents and teachers of kids between the ages of 5 and 14 years old, and we cover everything to do with wellbeing and education.
Matilda.
Hello, everyone. I'm Matilda, host of Coffee with Matilda, A Journey to Self. And we try to find ourselves, love ourselves, and talk about life in my podcast.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Victor.
Hey, guys. This is Victor here, and I'm the host of the Diaspora Entrepreneurs podcast. Yeah, you can check me out on all platforms. Yes, Simon.
Hi, I'm Simon Rushton. I'm the host of two podcasts. The first podcast is Taxis Chronicles. I've got over 360 episodes, so something to listen to. People from around the world just talking about their personal experience and what it takes to be in the careers they're in. The other one is Africa Investor Stories, where they share real investors with real stories, sharing their experience about what it's like investing in Africa. So if you're interested in investing in Africa or just want to hear people's business, then listen to one of those two podcasts. Thank you. Over to you, Nelson.
Okay, and thank you, Simon. And I'm Nelson Jason Brown, the host of Investing in America, where if you want to know how to invest in U.S. real estate, we go through the life cycle of the investment. And I also have incredibly good, and I just don't say it myself, informative interviews with entrepreneurs that have incredible business practices. Okay, let's jump into this. Okay, the Meghan and Harry interview. We're going to call this, does royal privilege still exist? Okay, but it's even a bit more than that. So I'm going to read out some facts to set the stage here on this. First of all, there was this groundbreaking interview. Oprah Winfrey, last count, 17 million views. Okay, 17 million views off of this interview right here. In the U.S., people were like, oh my goodness, across the pond, as they say. In England, you know, Meghan's got like world-class haters over there. Another thing, interesting, this was brought to me by Simon. One of the reasons why we have this great group here, Podcasters Unleashed. Royals, the English, the folks of the monarchy, they have minders. So everybody who gets to meet them, this is a fact, these are facts here, gets vetted. The inner circle is carefully vetted. And what happens when somebody makes it through that, right? So did Meghan make it through that? Was she underestimated? We don't know. We're about to find out. Second thing, royals of royals. They have a history of being kings and queens and an established hierarchy. Goes way back over 1,000 years. And they represent kind of what people think of the British Empire. You know, they're that last piece of the British Empire right there. And they are celebrities. The royals in England are celebrities. And you know what they are? They're a brand. That is a fact. Another fact, Prince Harry and Meghan, their marriage represents a huge break in royal English tradition. She's an African-American female. That's about as far different as you can get. I know people love to use biracial. She's African-American female, okay? She ain't royalty. I always wonder, would it be different if she was royalty from Thailand or Japan? And now they're turning it into a brand. Those are all facts. So I open this up to my co-host. The question here, what are your thoughts on the Meghan interview on Oprah? What are your thoughts on that?
All right. Sorry. Are you going? Do you want to go? Yeah, Victor, you can go first if you want to. Okay.
Yeah,
We're getting crosswise. Are you going or I'm going? All right, I'll go. First of all, I'd say the most thing is you just made a good point, Nelson. If she was Thai royalty, would we be in this dilemma? Or would there be this dilemma? I shouldn't say we because we're just still common peasants or paupers. No, we wouldn't, because she would know how to behave. She would know what's expected of her, just like Lady Di did. And really and truly, I think Meghan's crossed the line, because you don't air your dirty washing on the line. It's a typical Caribbean saying or Jamaican saying. And I think Meghan's done that, and she's kind of shut the doors from being able to go back to being part of the family in any shape or form. And that's not really, if you hear what she's saying, it's not really her bigger picture of what she wants. She wants to get a title, she wants to get various other things and be treated in a certain way. But what you've done, you've stopped that from happening. And that's my thought on that bit so far. I don't want to get too deep into things because everybody else is going to surely have something to say. So over to you, Victor.
Yeah, Simon, the interview was just a regular interview, just like you as a podcaster having a regular show. So I think it's been taken out of proportion, even though you might say she's hanging her dirty linen on the line, but I wouldn't say so, because this is her family is on the line, her livelihood is on the line, so she has the right to come out and say whatever she wants to say. We are not in the Game of Thrones where we die at the end, or where you win or you lose, or where you win or you die. This is not a Game of Thrones. So I think it's a regular interview that she has the right to say, and I take exception to what you just said, that she needs to know how to behave. On whose scale does she needs to know how to behave? She's a woman, and you don't say she needs to know how to behave because she's not from a royal. Are you saying that people that are not from the royal families don't know how to behave? Is that what you're saying? So it is just a regular interview. That's what I have to say, Nelson.
Okay. Just to jump back in there.
Okay.
Nelson. Right, go and read out some of these things. Sorry, Carla.
Yeah, we've got some comments there. So we've got, yes, really good Taxi Chronicles. Someone likes your podcast there. And I think we had one before as well saying he's back. I think they're referring to you, Nelson. You were missed. So some of our guests have noticed that you're back. Soulful Champagne says, not needed. Money can go elsewhere. So the royals are not needed. And Meghan has royal bloodline via her father. This is actually true. Well, there is information out there to suggest that this is true. AmericanAncestors.org suggests that Miss Markle has indeed got royal descent, and her descendant was a Reverend William Skipper, who emigrated to Boston in 1639, and he was a descendant of King Edward III of England. And Skipper was also the first cousin several times removed of Margaret Kediston, who was a wife of a French nobleman. So there is some evidence out there to suggest that she does have royal blood. And I suppose that goes back to what Simon said earlier about the royals are always vetting someone. So there are rules about who can be let into the family. And it looks like she ticks the boxes. So she made it past the vetting process. We've also got this comment again from Soulful Champagne, who says, I don't think she wants was never going to happen. I'm not sure what that means. And then we've got freedom of speech and the monarchy needs to go. Back to you, Nelson.
Okay. Well, look, I mean, and the last thing I remember hearing was Victor saying it was just another interview. Again, I think when you're on Oprah, it's not just quite another interview on Oprah, but what do I know? All right. Over to Kaola. You were saying? You're muted.
Sorry, I was responding to what Victor said about Meghan's defending her livelihood. Really? £32 million wedding, £2 million in cash to do up the house that was given to her, not a house, a mansion? And it's really doing her livelihood? No, I don't think so, mate. I
just want to add with what Simon is saying. Without even knowing Meghan's past, Even the way she answered Oprah's question and the way she went low level and bitching about royal families, that was a really low level from her to talk about the royal families like that. Because if you see Diana, she was a British, she loved her country, she has done a lot of charity to Britain, and she was very lovable from people all over the world, and she was really very authentic. And you see, she has struggled a lot, Diana. But she didn't, during the interview, she didn't even try to talk some bullshit about the royal family and how they didn't really treat her in a wrong manner. She really loved her husband, but it was not a two sides of a relationship. It was one side of relationship, because her husband, he was in an affair with Camilla. So she really suffered a lot in her marriage and in her as a member of royal family, and also her tragic death, which was also planned. So I do think there's a really major difference between Diana and Meghan. And even if you don't know the past of Diana, even the way she speaks about the royals, that was not really a high level from someone who's coming from the royal family.
And I think
See,
at
we
the end,
can't-
Carla,
we
thank
can't
you.
see
Hold on,
let's see.
one second. I hold on a second, Victor. At the end, Carla said the way Diana talks about. I think Carla was looking to say the way Meghan talks about the royals. Okay, so Victor, hold that thought. We got some comments coming in. Carla.
Yes, we have. We've got this comment from Soulful Champagne says, see, tax money people pay better. If you could let us know what you mean about that, we can cover that in a second. And Sasha says, I think even Simon would be a better royal princess than Meghan. And then Diana loved people for who they are. Back to you, Nelson.
All righty, Victor, it's all yours.
Oh yeah. I wanted to say, do not compare Diana and Meghan, but Soulful Champagne, just like Diana loved people for who they are. The royals should learn that. They should learn to love people for who they are. Meghan is Meghan. Diana is Diana. So they are two different people and from two different generations. So you can't be comparing Diana to Meghan to Diana. Diana is Harry's mom, where Meghan is Harry's wife. So do not try to mix apples and oranges and no. But what I would say is, would you change because you're married to someone? Would you change in this age where we're talking about authenticity and questioning motives? Would you change because of a certain class of people? Would you change?
People do.
That is just the question I just want to throw out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on a second, Simon. That is a fantastic. Yeah, hold on. That's a fantastic question, Matilda.
I think it wasn't proper because of the prestige, and I think I was expecting more from her as a role model, because lots of young women, young girls are watching her. So I think it wasn't the way she talked about the royal family was disrespectful. They are the grandparents of Archie. They are the uncle of Archie and the aunt of Archie. So I think it's not nice to put down your husband's family like that, A. And also, if you're marrying someone, whoever that is, you need to respect the rules of that family. If you marry me, a regular person, my household have certain family rules and regulations. So as a husband of mine, you should respect that. Now you're marrying a royal family. Like, how can you disrespect you? How can you not know the rules? How can you, not expect anything from them? If you marry an Armenian mother, Armenian mother of that husband will question gazillion things from you. They just ask you one simple thing: if the skin of your child will be what color. I mean, marry an Armenian man and see the mother of the guy will question your IQ, your weight, how tall you are, how your history of what you've done in your life. So I think she had it. I'm not saying she had an easy life, but I'm sorry, marrying the prince is not walking in a park. You have duties to perform, and if you don't have the level, and if you don't agree with those responsibilities and duties, then don't come into this family and don't say, "Oh, I was suicidal." How dare you talk about being a suicidal because they weren't treating you well, while the world is going crazy, while people in India right now, there are farmers in India that they're killing themselves. Why? Because they don't have food to provide for their family. Why a lot of people they don't have job. Why a lot of people are
Okay.
suffering. That's my argument.
So that's a fantastic one. Who wants to take that one on?
I want to add to that too, because if you enter into the monarchy, it requires a terrific degree of discipline. And I think she thought that, yeah, I will have the power, I will have the money, and I will be on my own and do everything she wants. She imagined it like that because she doesn't have the culture to be in a royal family, and that's very different. In fact, in 1936, there was the David, who was Edward III. He was the uncle of Charles, and he was abducted from the crown because he married an American divorcee. So he didn't respect the royals, so he went out. They got him out from the royal family, and he lived on his own without even the support of him, and he was exiled for 30 years. So you can see the difference is that the royal families really respected Harry's decision, and they didn't really try to do the same as they have done with David. So this is a really big difference here.
See, regards,
And that's a really big distinction.
Regards what you just said. Regards what you just said, Hala. There was a great media uproar when the queen's uncle abdicated the throne to marry an American. There was no belittling of anyone. And come to think of it, there's so many divorcees going on. There's so many. Charles is divorced. She's married to a divorced woman. So whose standard are you judging the royal family by? So are you saying that people who are divorced? Wait a minute.
David's wife, she didn't go to the media and start bitching about why they suspected.
Okay.
Are you saying people who are divorced can't get married again? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying. You didn't get my point, Victor. I'm saying that David, he took.
Don't bring that.
Okay.
Don't bring that up. What I'm saying is.
Okay, hold on, Victor.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Well, first of all, we're bringing up everything here, all right? So we're bringing up all kinds of stuff. So Kaola, and then back to Victor. And we got some comments.
Yeah, I'm just saying that David, he has done a choice out of love, and he married his woman. He married an American divorcee. I'm not saying she's a divorced woman. That's wrong. I'm saying he has made a choice, and he has taken a complete accountability on his choice, and he got out from the royal family without any media or any noise, and he was exiled for 30 years. That's what I'm saying. There is a difference. Harry, they went out from the royal family and they started to go to the media to talk about and disrespect the royal family. There is a big difference here. Big difference.
Okay.
I will say.
Well, hold on, Simon.
Victor. Yeah, Hala, I hear what you're saying, but this is the same media. This is the same media bias that's going on. When Harry introduced his girlfriend, he said, "Oh, this is my longtime girlfriend." the media in the UK just debased her whole achievement to just a mere divorcee, which is the word you just used, a divorcee, an American divorcee. She is an actress. She has a job. So you don't just say she's a divorcee. So if she's a divorcee, what's that? She has a job. She's an actress, and she had a job when she met Harry. It was on the last. I think it was before the marriage. That is when she ended her contract on the show. I watched the show, so I know what I'm talking about. Suits. So I know what I'm talking about. So you don't just say because no.
I'm referring to David's wife. I'm not referring to Meghan. Meghan, she has a past with her husband, and she has really ended up her previous marriage in a bad manner with her ex-husband. You go see what she has done. Okay, and she influenced Harry. No, just
who divorces and be happy. Not everyone divorced and be happy. You don't divorce and be happy.
I agree with that, but she influenced Harry and she made him go to Los Angeles to the US, and he doesn't have anything to do. He is left with nothing.
Okay, so guys,
Victor and Kola.
Hold on. Victor and Kola, and we're having some challenges here with connectivity. So we're going to go to Simon quick, and then Matilda, and there's a question that just came up out of this. All right, Simon, Matilda, let's go.
You're right. Just saying, we've got quite a few comments. Carla?
Yeah, so Soulful Champagne says the cost of a royal wedding could be used to pay people better. So we could put that money elsewhere, because he claimed that the royals are not needed. And also stay humble and you can't go wrong. We've also got this comment again from Soulful Champagne that says respect is earned. They do what they want, the royals, and they have no respect. They are bogus. Right, serious comment there. And Charles does what he wants. And we've also got from Mike, who says, I agree with you 100%. Marriage problems are not strange anywhere. She needs to fight her position or leave. And Soulful Champagne says, suicide is a very personal thing to share. So how do we know how Meghan feels? And again, pedal stools need to be knocked off them, the humans.
Okay. In response to some of the things that Victor's been saying, for a start, Charles is more than likely he won't be king. And that's because of his situation with Camilla. So they're seriously looking at just bypassing him and going straight to William. The other thing is, there's a difference here, I think we're all overlooking, between the media and the royal family. We're all speaking as if, well, not all of us, only one of us, are speaking as if the royals are being horrible to Meghan. It's really the aggravation she's getting from the media. The media are the ones who's writing things about the avocado and all this other stuff and putting things like that in the papers. Now, based on what Victor's saying, it's really Harry's job as an ex-soldier to defend his wife. It's not the royal family. You defend your own wife in that respect. Now, if your wife and you choose to leave, you leave quietly, humbly. You don't try and make a TV show and publicize and all of those things. When you know that's against your family's grain, you don't do it, because it's an organization. It's not just a family like granddad down to their grandchild. And those are the things I think we need to take into consideration. And more importantly, Harry himself, like everybody he's met, as Nelson said in the beginning, they are vetted before they meet him. So he's never really made a decision himself. Even when he wanted to stay in Africa and just live in the deep forest and help the orphans, children, they said he had to come on the next day, because he said he told the press he's going to stay there forever. But no, you're subject, you have to toe the line. Now, whether he hasn't passed it on to Meghan and said, Meghan, if you're in this family, you need to know we have certain regulations and this is how it works. And based on if you follow those regulations, you get the free house, the jet, everything's paid
All right,
for.
So Simon, I want you to hold that thought, because we're going to come back to it in a moment. Matilda?
I think both of them were lacking, Meghan and Harry were lacking character. How even Harry For example, why would you go tell your wife that some of my family members are saying something like this? I mean, you know that there's going to be a problem there. As a man, you have to handle the situation differently. Or even Meg, how she was bashing the family of her child, in a way. It was not proper, because it was kind of showing that she doesn't have the character to be a leader. A leader never talks like that, never nags. I'm going to show you an example of it. The Queen of Iran, Farah, you will never see her talking and bashing the people of Iran or the system or what.
Okay, looks like we're having some internet connectivity issues right there with
Countries.
Matilda. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back again. She might even say something about the situation, but she says it with dignity, with honor, with respect. I think the popularity of Meghan went down. Actually, Harry's as well. Harry, where is Harry's character? That's why we need masculine men. We need healthy masculine men in the world. This shows that, even royalties are lacking from it.
Okay, so Matilda, thank you for that. That men are lacking healthy masculinity, including the royals. So I'm gonna throw out a question that's gonna combine kind of what everybody's saying here to include what Matilda. And my question is, knowing that Prince Harry and everyone else, for that matter, have minders, people that make sure they stay in the lanes, do you think that Meghan pulled the fast one on the royals and got married? If so, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, let me jump in, even though I don't know. See, the thing is, there's this saying in my village that says, if you see a woman that is acting out of character, the first thing you say is, where is your husband? Or whose wife is this? So if you see Meghan acting like this, you say, whose wife is this? Now, if you look at the wife, you know that, okay, this is Harry's wife, one of the princes of England. Now you look at his background and say, okay, what are his pedigree? He's a Royal Marine. He has all those accolades given to him. So you question so many things about the royal family. Now, Meghan to me is like a wrench that is thrown into the wheel right now. Everything is coming not to a halt, but it's giving most people in the Commonwealth something to think about. Do we still maintain the status quo, or start rethinking, or start renegotiating? Because you don't really want us around you, but you like what we give to you. So that is something for another day. Yeah. So regards the question you just asked, if Meghan was, if the royal family did not see Meghan coming, I don't think they did. Because
and if she pulled a fast one on him,
I don't see. Nelson, check this out now. It is. I don't see. I'm not an American, but from the movies I see, I know you and Matilda, you guys, you try to like stand up for what you think is right, regardless of whatever it is. And if it doesn't feel right, whether you're wrong or not, if it doesn't feel right, to hell with that system. I'm going out of it. And you guys made divorce to be very popular. Know that. So I think that is what is going on. She pulled the fast one. She came, this is not what I signed up for. I can't take this anymore. I've been working myself. I am an independent woman already. I make my own money. I don't need anybody babysitting me. Oh, Harry, see, we can have a better life somewhere. With my ancestors have been enslaved, have been treated wrongly in this country. Let's go to the land of the free. Is that not what you guys call the United States? And now they're in the land of the free, home of the brave, saying what they want to say. Now you are telling me that no, she did not pull the fast one. She acted the way she's supposed to act as an American. Simple.
Pulling a fast one. Okay, Victor. Okay,
Nelson.
hold on. I think we got Matilda, and then we'll come back to you, Simon. So we want to jump into Matilda. Let's go.
I'm sorry, Victor. If you want to marry a royalty, you have to think. Are you ready for this job? It's
Okay,
not like
hold on, Matilda. The question is, and we want you to get to Victor. Do you think that Meghan was able to make it through the minders and pull a fast one and got married? And if so,
yeah,
what are
she
your
was an
thoughts?
opportunist. She's an opportunist. Now, what is she gonna do? She's gonna write books, and she's more famous than anything else in the world right now. And if you look at it, I'm sorry, she wasn't an A-class actress. She's not Meryl Streep, so she wasn't that successful. I mean, I don't know how she tricked Harry, but she managed to. At one thing, she was very
she. Well, that's some pretty good acting right there. You made it through the minders, you made it through the royals, you made it through the wedding. You got somebody else to pay for it. That's some pretty good acting. Okay, so Simon and then Carla. Okay, so Simon, quick, and then Carla. Let's go.
All right, Carla, do you want to read the comments?
And yeah, 1 second, Carla. We gotta. You on the comments here? We got Sasha here.
Sasha says, for the story behind Edward VIII, I think he was a German agent. It's really far from the official love story. So an alternative narrative there. And also, this prince is weak, and he took the first girl in the street without any education. She clearly doesn't have the level. Oof. And Soulful Champagne says they went to Canada, not the USA, and that she's an actress, and she achieved her goal and got the man. So he's suggesting there that it's all an act because she's actually an actress by trade.
Sorry. There's so much going on there. I think she did pull a fast one, and I kind of feel sorry for Harry because he's never made, like I said, he's never made his own decision, regardless that he's got our cap badge as a Royal Marine. He's not like a Royal Marine in the sense of Royal Marine. He's kind of honorary, my daddy's the king or gonna be the king kind of thing. But I think
peacetime Royal Marine. Okay.
I feel I don't want to disrespect Harry. I'm not a royalist, but there's I can recognise the Royal Marine Commando test isn't a joke. So I wasn't there if he did the whole thing. But obviously he's had his privileges, as the title of this show is about royalty and their privileges. And
are you suggesting he cheated?
Did you hear me say that? Did you hear me say that?
Yeah, he's suggesting he cheated because you're saying it's a man who has not made his decisions before. He's the Royal Marine, a commando. Are you saying he cheated or the name was?
Okay, so let's do this. Okay, hold on. We're gonna have the next podcast. Hold on, Victor. We're gonna have some Royal Marine censorship in a second. So we're gonna. So Simon, because we ain't talking about Royal Marine standards for Prince Harry. I'm sure he could do X number of push-ups. So Simon, and then we're gonna go to Carla.
Okay. So overall, yeah, I believe that she had her, like Matilda said, she's an opportunist, and she felt that she could have her show her way and do her things. And when she got in there and she realized there's rules and regulations, just like joining a gang or any cartel or major organization with a sneaky beaky section, and she realized she didn't like it, and she thought she can exit and still, like a bit like the Brexit people, she can exit and still have the privilege of bodyguards, titles, and all those things. And they're saying, don't be silly. And in response to, oh, she's going to get away and do this, that family have a history of cutting people down. From Henry VIII killing his wives, all the way through to Diana. So you can talk, she done the right thing, blah, 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 and all that rubbish. Yeah, but what she's saying, I guarantee her days are numbered if she carry on opening her mouth. Anyway, over to you, Nelson.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. Okay, Carla, let's go to you. Then I'm gonna hit y'all with a different question.
Yeah, I know a little bit about the history of Harry as well from growing up, because similar generation, and we grew up seeing him growing up in the newspapers. And something that may be overlooked is that Harry's always been a little bit rebellious and a bit alternative. He's always had this this reflection of the spare. We call it the heir and the spare. So his brother's the heir and he's the spare. And the spare is always brought up with the knowledge that they're likely not to be the king or the queen. And so they have all this royal privilege, which goes back to the title or the question that we're asking tonight about royal privilege. They have royal privilege and they do have a degree of responsibility, but they can sometimes have a different personality and a different perspective on the royal experience than the heir, because the heir is always brought up with this knowledge that one day you're going to be the king or the queen, and that comes with a huge responsibility as well as privilege. And I remember when I was growing up, always seeing Harry in the papers, just doing radical stuff. He was always a bit outside the box. So he was always seen kissing his girlfriends in public. He'd have public tantrums, even as a young child. He'd be the one that would be sticking his tongue out at the media and being naughty on camera and being caught doing it as well. And also when he was a teenager and in his 20s, he was a bit of a Jack the Lad who was always out in the club and getting drunk and sort of, you know, just, there was one, I think someone's got some feedback there.
Okay, guys, if you could just mute yourselves, please.
Yeah, he got caught.
Go for it, Carla.
Yeah, he got caught having scuffles with photographers and things like that. And he had different girlfriends as well. There was one point where he was dating a pop star. There was another rumor that he dated like a girl, or had, what we say here in the UK, got off with a reality TV star. And also there were a couple of controversial pictures of him, I think either in his late teens or his early 20s, where there was one where he was photographed doing what we call here in the UK a gun salute. And then there was another one where he was photographed with a gun salute. Is kind of, it would be suggestive of him being a bit street or a little bit hood and, you know, a bit of a thug or having an awareness of that kind of behavior. And then there was another one where he was photographed doing a Nazi salute, and that was really controversial. So it's not new for Harry to do something different or to break protocol and act like a normal human being or a normal member of the public. So I just wanted to point that out. Back to you, Nelson.
All right. So Harry has always been the, no pun intended, the little bit of a black sheep of the family. All right. Okay, so let's take it, Matilda, and then we're going to hit the next question.
You know, in the interview, I don't know if in the UK interview this was aired or not. She was saying she was surprised in certain things when she was at the beginning when she wanted to be introduced to the family. She's like, oh, when Harry told me when you see the Queen, you have to do a plié, and she said, oh, I thought that's like a formal thing to do, but when you're hanging out privately with someone's grandma, you don't do that. And for me, like, how can you even think that she's the Queen of England, for God's sake? It's not like you're meeting someone's grandma, like just casually. So I think she was just surprised about rules and regulations that she should have, and I'm not understanding where she's coming from to not realize this was royalty, not just a regular family you're marrying.
So maybe
I think she didn't count on that.
Right. So maybe a little bit of naivete right there. Okay, we have some comments here, Carla.
Yeah, Mike says she has nothing to lose no matter how it progresses, in reference to Meghan. And Ada says Diana was a class act. I think that's what a lot of people think about Diana. She was very classy in her presentation of herself.
And just in the Diana part, I think that was a little bit after the fact. From what I remember, she was getting beat up a fair amount too. Before it was after when she passed away. Okay, this is my question here for the group. Now that Prince Harry is no longer a prince, their terms, not mine, just Harry, who do you think will wear the pants in that house?
Meghan, 100%. before, after, anytime was Meghan.
Okay.
Poor Harry.
Victor,
I mean, I don't know. He doesn't have brains.
what do you think, Victor?
See, I would I would love to say Harry, but from my experience as a married man, we like to say men wear the pants. But it is good for show that, oh yeah, I will say Harry, yeah, Harry. But you guys, you know that men are the head, but women are the neck. They like tell you where to like, oh, this way or that way. So I would like to say Harry, but since some of Simon's previous statement was saying that he was not there when Harry did his Royal Marine stuff, because I see Harry as a British soldier, a Marine, a commando, and a man's man. Even though he sometimes play out of the box, I would love to say it's Harry.
I don't agree with
Okay.
Victor. I do think that Meghan influenced Harry a lot, and he is following her wherever she went. He is a man with duty, and he just said, Victor, he was he's supporting the soldier, and he was as a soldier, and he was in the British Marine. So he left all his duties, and he left his country that he loves so much to be with Meghan in LA and doing nothing, literally doing nothing, because she wants to have the complete control over the life that she wants to imagine in her head. So I think the ethics and values are very different from Meghan and Harry, and just Harry wants to stick with her because he worship her, and then he wants to be with her.
See, just a
Lucky
quick question.
Meghan. Lucky
right?
Meghan.
I
Lucky Meghan.
I've not been. I wasn't a military man. I'm not a Marine. Simon Nelson, is it that when you leave the Marines or you leave the military that you can't learn any new skill? Is it that you can't learn any new skill?
Everyone's
See,
learning.
that boy, I won't say boy, but he's a young man. He can learn any skill that he wants to learn.
Well, he has done nothing since he left the royal,
See,
and he is with Meghan. He has
now-
done nothing except going live and reading books for children live.
He went.
Okay, so okay, all right.
England
Okay, hold on.
with a bag full of cash. So until the cash,
Okay.
maybe the cash is going down right now, but he can learn whatever skill that he wants to
He
learn.
forgot the discipline of the royalties. He forgot the discipline when he met Meghan. All the
Okay, and
discipline royalty that he's learned, it's gone.
And as a matter of
I
fact,
don't-
I'm gonna have a question on that. Simon, and then Carla, because I know
I'll
Carla
just-
wants to say something.
Sorry, Carla, we just got these. Oh no, we've done that. Sorry, we've done the comment. What I was just going to say is, it's interesting what Victor and Harold was actually saying. What brings to mind is this. And Victor will probably realize, can confess to this. There comes a point where you're married for a period of time and the wife starts not looking as good as she is and starts bitching, that you think maybe I shouldn't have got married or such and such. So what my point is here, look at he's choking. Don't choke on the show. Anyway, is that Harry can always go back. And he might look at her and think, yeah, I'll go home. It's less aggravation. But the only issue will be is his kids. And because it's Canada and it's the Queen's Court, he probably won't have the issue getting his kids. So I believe there's probably a likelihood that he may just say, forget you. And it will be a situation like that because he's used to having everything paved out smoothly for him. And with her, he may be fascinated by, the part Amazon woman, but it's coming with a lot of issues, a lot of heartache. And he's like, really? Really? He's probably looking at her thinking, is she really? There's a saying, no matter how good a woman looks, there's always a man that's tired of her ass. And I think it might get to that point sometimes for Harry. They just think, I'm a prince, I can get 101 of these bees and better. So I'll go home and start again. Yeah. But anyway, over to you, Carl.
All right.
Okay,
and
so
we got a comment right here.
Yeah, Sasha says Harry did a huge mistake. He's weak because he's a victim about his emotions. And I just want to answer that question that you said about whether or not who wears the pants in the house. And also I would say that probably Meghan has the control at the moment, but in relationship, control can swing back and forth. It doesn't always stay with one person. At the moment, if Harry loves her, which he appears to do, because he's taken a huge risk for her. When a man loves a woman, that is a big thing. It's not as common as we think it is, actually. And it's usually backed up by radical action. So you can tell. So he's overcome by love or infatuation, as Simon might have said there. So at the moment, she has the control. One of the things I thought about in terms of control is the children and the precedent that they've set for their children in terms of rebellion. Because when you make decisions and you have children, you have to think really carefully about what message that gives to the children. So at the moment, the parents might control the house, but later on, I don't know what these abdicated little royal grandchildren of the Queen are going to turn out to be like. Because without that family structure there, the kids might end up being quite rebellious. So I wish them luck with principles and values for their children, really. That one is going to be a bit tricky. And we've also got this comment from Alison Grant, who says, I don't think you're giving Harry enough credit that he can make his own decisions. He is not her puppet and he's not a child. Back to you, Nelson.
Just to add in there quickly, excuse me, with sorry, it's past me. Go. Sorry, go.
Okay, Simon.
Yeah.
I think, I'm sorry, I want to say something. I think Meghan will divorce Harry soon. I'll bet you. Should be fine.
Yeah, Matilda, that was according to the press. It was said on the day after the wedding. So the press in the UK has already predicted that. Oh, what are the motives? What's her financial background? Oh, she's what angle is she coming from? So they've been hunting her for some time now. So saying that is just an overkill. She's not going anywhere.
All right, look at it like this though. Think of this. Meghan is worth 5 million. Yeah? Harry's worth 50 million. Harry's money is with his family. If his family say, you ain't getting no money no more, Meghan's going to have to look after Harry. It'll be an interesting conversation. Because Meghan wants to live a lifestyle.
Meghan wants to live a lifestyle. So hold on. Right. So hold on a second. Okay, first of all, we got a comment then, and then we got another question. Carla?
I think we're up to date on the comments.
Okay, good. All right. We have right here a question. Okay. Do you think, and we've got a question after this, so we want to hit this one hard and quick. Do you think we'd have this much of an uproar, or it would have gotten to this point if, let's say, Prince Harry had married the Princess of Thailand, or another royal family, the Emperor of Japan's daughter, or even an African princess? Of course, hopefully that kingdom had some oil and diamonds in Africa. So I'll read the question out. Do you think we'd have gotten this much uproar, or it would have gotten to this point if, let's say, Prince Harry had married the Princess of Thailand, another royal family, like they say the Emperor of Japan's daughter, or even an African princess? What are your thoughts?
I thought we answered that.
I think yes. I think we would have, because I think the nature of being a royal is that you're under public scrutiny, and definitely if you're a British royal, because it's one of the most watched and talked about things in the UK. Everybody's got an opinion on the royals and something to say. So I don't think it would have made any difference. The narrative would be different, and obviously the conversations and the angle and all that kind of stuff would be different, but the discussion would be just as intense, and the scrutiny wouldn't change at all. Maybe he would have more support or from die-hard royalists, and perhaps I think even the race angle, I don't think that would have changed. I think that you're always going to have those people who are racist, or fear people of other cultures and other backgrounds, and people who are against mixing, for example. So that would have been the same as well, I think.
Okay.
Also, you've got to take into consideration that if it's another royal family, let's say the Kingdom of Thailand or Jordan, if the press are giving her a hard time, they're going to have a word. It's going to be one royal to another having a word. So what's going on? And that's big pressure for that for the royals. So they're going to have to be seen to do something about it, because doesn't look good amongst. Remember, there's only probably a handful of royal families around the world. So if you marry into their family and you've got problem, it's bad face for them. And like if you marry a girl from down the road, then she's kind of fair pickings to a certain extent.
Just
a girl down the road. Okay, we're gonna go to Victor, and then we're gonna go to kind of a wrap-up question. Victor, go for it.
I think it would have been different, and you would feel the difference, because I don't think if she's an African princess, okay, one royal family, what Simon just said, one royal family talking to, oh, you need to protect my daughter, from one royal family to the other. If it's somebody else, I think they won't be like, imagine the bra strap was mentioned on the newspaper. Oh, wardrobe malfunctioning for Meghan. Right?
Well,
The endless comparison with Meghan and the endless comparison. We'll just hold on. The endless comparison would never be. This is a royal. This is a royal. It will not happen. The press will treat them different, but because it's just Meghan, then it's just Meghan.
And we'll hold that thought, Victor. Thank you, Matilda. Quick.
I think it would
5
have been
seconds.
different. I think it would have been different because that woman that was educated in royal family would understand ethics, would understand some royal behavior, will understand leadership. You cannot lead the way Meghan is acting. That's not a leadership character. You want to be a role model for generations. I'm sorry, by nagging and blackmailing people and I don't know, acting low, you're not teaching the new generation something.
Okay.
Come on,
All
please.
right.
Come on, please.
So,
Stop talking
so
about.
hold on. Hold on, Victor.
Stop talking about Meghan as if she's not a role model to anyone. Who is
I'm
a role
sorry,
model? Is Diana a role
I'm
model?
That's the
No,
point.
she did not. She's not someone's wife. She's not a role model to anyone.
She's a public
She's a
figure.
role model.
She's a public figure. She's a
Diana
public figure,
divorced
so she has an
and started
influence.
sleeping around. Diana divorced and started sleeping around.
Okay, so
Was she a role model? So stop saying she's a role model as
Yeah,
if
but
she's
wait a
a
minute.
Public figure.
She shouldn't be
all right,
put in
so
the
guys,
pedestal. No,
so
she's not a
guys,
role
okay,
model
guys,
to
hold on a
anyone.
second. Okay,
We shouldn't
you're gonna
look at
love
her
the
to be
next
something
question.
else. No,
Hold on, you're gonna love.
She's just Harry's wife. That is it. She did not become a wife of Harry to become a role model to people. No, she's not a role model to
That's
anyone.
Okay.
She's just
All right,
That's it.
So Victor,
you're
Simon,
failing to
hold
understand
on.
that point.
Hold on, Simon, hold on a second. I got a question here. This question is for the audience. I want you guys to hold on. So audience, I'm going to read out this question. It takes you guys a little bit of time to type it in. So and this is a question for the audience, but we're going to talk about it, but I want the audience to come in. All of you guys, Ida, Mike, Soulful, Allison, Sasha, and I know there's a bunch of other people there, a bunch of others. Was this a good business move? Do you feel this was a good business decision? If so, why? I want to see your comments coming in from the audience. You guys are invited to join in the discussion. And for the group right here, as podcasters, was this a good business move? Do you feel a good business decision, and why?
I personally, what I'm hearing from Victor in relation to that question is Victor's missing the point. And I think that question kind of sums it up. It's a business move that she's made. And because she's made that business move, and she's got more than she's realised, and she's not in control. She's upset. So for me to answer and to say if it's a good business move or not, I couldn't really say because I haven't seen the outcome. I'd need to see further down the line, which I can't see. But the main point is she's made a calculated business move. Victor, you're not seeing that. You're just seeing that it's like she's a woman down the street and she's just ended up with this family. It's not a normal family. Let me finish. It's an organization. And when you move into an organization and you person as she does, you have to abide by their rules. And if you don't, you're going to be out on your ear. And if you talk badly about that organization, there are consequences.
Nelson, if I would say, see, being in a relationship, being in a marriage can be a business move. I don't know about that. All right? But Simon, you can't say you can't ask a question and be, I don't know how to say this, but you can't just say she made a calculated move and it's
backfired.
She's angry because he's not playing, and she's angry because he's not playing towards what she anticipated. No, I don't think so. Because you don't. I don't think so because you don't know. I don't know, so I won't presume that you know what's going on within the royal family. It's just what we see on the papers, and it has never been a business move.
Okay, so hold on, Victor.
Let me just drop this. See, the souvenirs that are being sold, the souvenirs that were sold on the wedding went to the royal family. So the souvenirs did not go to Meghan, did not go to Harry. It went to the royal family. So how can you say this is a business move and you don't know, you can't see down the line? But what has happened, the souvenirs that were sold during the time of the wedding, the crown, the establishment made it clear that no fakes. Every souvenir needs to be endorsed by the royal family.
Okay. So Victor,
before it's being sold
I
out.
want you to hold on, Victor. Victor, we got to hold that. I really want to get some feedback in from the females here. Okay, I want to get some input here from the females, and again from the audience. I know you all are typing in the results. Go for it, Carla.
I would say when it comes to business moves, Simon touched a bit on this, is you don't really know how your investment is going to pay off until later on. And I think in terms of moving out of the royal family and going to the US, if that was a business move, it was a risky one because the market changes very quickly and the public are fickle. And in the UK, particularly when it comes to the royals, the UK can be brutal. So I'm not sure if this is going to pay off for Meghan and Harry as a business move. We have to watch this space, I think, on that one. And in response to your question, the audience are saying Soulful Champagne said, no, it's not, as a lot of negativity and they got backlash. Sasha says, can we see the comment from Sasha? It's a good business move. If you consider the fact you don't have the right to work in the royal family, they are going to earn a lot of money now and they are free to work. That's from Sasha. And Mike says, no foundation at all. Pre-marriage counseling is like a business concept development with a final assessment before the start of business. I wonder what they scored. Back to you, Nelson.
All righty. Well, thank you. Kaola and Matilda, I want to hear your input here on these two. On the question, was this a good business move and why? Okay, Matilda.
Yeah, let me just finish what I wanted to say.
Okay. All right, go for it.
I don't think that we can judge if it's a business move, a right one or not. We don't know the intentions of Meghan, but I do think that now they are creating a new brand. Everything she wears, speaks, and everything she's supporting, it will be sold. And also, when you see Harry and Meghan in the public events, and Harry always speaking about his wife, she's a good actress, she's doing that, so he is giving her connections to do more work. So I think they are forming a brand, and there will be people who will follow this brand. but I don't think people from the higher class will follow this brand. So I do think that they form a brand, and I do think that it will be a business. It's a good business. I don't know. It's a low business, maybe.
Okay, thank you. And Matilda, we're going to go to you, and then we're going to do a wrap up. Matilda, let's go for it.
I think it's a good business for Meghan. I don't think she really lacked the royal responsibilities that was coming for her. So this is a way for her, a way out. She has the popularity. Before marrying Harry, she wasn't popular. So now everyone knows her. Wherever you go, everyone will give her opportunity. And the books that she can write about royal family and what went on and yada yada yada, even interviews, she got to make a lot of money. Now for Harry, I don't know. This move of him made him be away from his family. Is his family will forgive him? I don't know. Is he gonna be happy 10 years down the line, leaving his family like this? I don't know. I'm feeling sorry for Harry, but I think Meghan did an amazing job because, I mean, ethically, I think it was wrong. That's why I'm against Meghan. But for her purpose, I think she came, she got the prince, and she made the prince do whatever she wanted to do. And she's the winner. Either she stays in the family or comes out of the family, she's the winner. Jackpot.
Well, no,
Okay.
she's only the winner if they keep him paying Harry. If they don't pay Harry, if they cut him off, it's going to a whole different ball game. A whole different ball game.
They will cut him off after 1 year. That was the decision they made.
So he's going to be in the benefit.
All right, Simon, Carla, we're about to wrap this up. We're going to do kind of like a two-part conclusion here. We've got a comment that came in.
Yeah, Soulful Champagne says people get bored. They do indeed. And who cares? Not interested. I think she's referring to the new brand.
The new brand. Okay. All right. So we're going to do our conclusion. We're going to do a two-part conclusion. I haven't said anything. I'm going to put some words out there on my part. And then we're going to have our great Carla do the summary wrap-up right there. So first thing we learn is that the grass is not always greener on the other side. However, you might be able to make that grass greener. And that's what I think Harry and Meghan are going to end up doing. Outstanding move on their part, right? This is going to be the third British invasion of the United States, right? War of Independence, 1812, then the Beatles and all that music. And this is the third one that they're coming along. They've got contracts with Netflix already and the ability to control their future. They're kicking it off with an Oprah interview, which not too many people can get that. So, Carla, I'll turn it over to you for the wrap up, for the summary.
Yeah, well, our question was, Matilda, are we going to let Matilda jump in there quickly before?
Yeah, I want to say something very important. We have to, after watching the interview, we, the regular people, we should be very happy to realize, in every family there are problems. And the fact that we are just regular people and we can hug our brother and sister and hang out with our family whenever we want. And there is no this royal formality. We have to just enjoy it. How amazing it is that we're not royals, because royal family comes with a lot of problems and expectations. So I want people to take positiveness from this, to understand even if you have a lot of money, even if you have a lot of position, not necessarily your life is easier. So just be happy with what you have, because family matters, and it's beautiful to have the freedom to enjoy your family the way that you want.
Very much
That's
so.
great.
Victor, we're gonna do the wrap up. Victor, go for it, and then Carla.
Yeah. What Matilda, I like what you just said, because every family, whether from the low states to the highest states, all family has their own issues, their own challenges, and their own. So be very content with what you have. And I would say to whoever is watching, regardless of whatever station you find yourself today or tomorrow in the future, just be authentic. Take what you can take. If you cannot change for anyone, do not change because of anyone. just be authentic and be true to yourself. That's just what I want to end on.
And all I'll say quickly is get money, but don't do fame.
And
If-
take
if
what
no
you
one
can
knows-
take.
If no one knows
Hold
who
on.
you are, you're right.
All right, Simon. And remember what Victor said. Take what you can take, even if that's a prince. Okay, Carla.
Yeah, our question today was, does royal privilege still exist? And I think we can say, yes, it does still exist, clearly, because I think that there are lots of people that probably wouldn't have been able to have the privilege to make that move that Harry made. So he does have some privilege. But I think we also touched a little bit tonight on the fact that with privilege comes responsibility. And when there are families and establishments and orders, it may not always be the wisest decision to rebel against those. I think we're also talking about rebellion. There's a little bit of a rebellious spirit in the world at the moment, and that's not always a good thing either. I think when we make rebellious moves, we need to think carefully whether or not it's going to be beneficial long term. And this is something maybe for Meghan and Harry, is not the repercussions of this may not be on them, it may be on their children and their grandchildren. And we also touched a little bit about what makes a person a representation, or the word was the role model. And I think one of the privileges with being a public figure is that maybe some people don't see it as a privilege, they see it as a responsibility, but it could be both. The idea that you are a public figure and you are a model, whether you choose that or not, you are put in this position that you're a model for others, and your decisions and your actions quite often can influence other people. And on that spirit of rebellion, if this becomes something that spreads around the world and people just start to think that this is something to abandon, I know people cry for the abandonment of the royal family or for the breaking down of establishments. We have to think carefully about what would happen if these establishments of hundreds of years old, with tradition, with values, with principles, are removed. What would be in its place? And is that the world we really want to go into? So, does royal privilege still exist? Yes, it does, but it comes with lots of responsibility as well. Back to you, Nelson.
Okay. All righty. We're going to have one more comment here, Kaola, and then we're going to close it up.
Just want to add something very interesting about the royal family. The secret of the influence of the royal family is by saying nothing. Any monarchy or royal will say something or opinion or a political opinion about something, they will lose power and they will lose people. And they don't have the freedom of speech to express themselves. So I do think that they are paying hundreds of monies and bills to mainstream media to make the Queen look good. And they also they are always seeking out the public views to see if the public is always on the side of the Queen. And I do think that the royal privilege will still exist. They have power, they have the army, they have the money, and they can kill anyone and they can arrest anyone, and they are out of the law, and which is very dangerous. But I just want to end with it, is that they do have power and they do have complete power for their state.
Okay, so all right. So right quick, and you mentioned something about the royal family. The royal family has definitely, through this empire, and this is Nelson kind of wrapping up here, they've made a lot of big mistakes, made a lot of enemies, bad things that they still benefit from today. And you never know, Harry might be that first generation that says, you know what, we need to fix this. We need to be part of the group that fixes this, because guess what? They are benefiting from, you can literally spin the globe of all the places that they took more from than what they put into India, Africa, Asia, all these places. So having said that, we are wrapping up here. And the last thing, disclaimer, okay? We always have a disclaimer. We are not in the business of giving advice to royal families. If you need advice on running your kingdom, we highly encourage you to get professional assistance in that area. However, we're open for consultation on an individual or group basis to give advice on royal families. All right. Let's see now. Let's go Simon, then we'll go Carla, Matilda, Kaola, and Victor. Recap on our podcast.
Hi, Taxi Chronicles, Africa Investor Stories. We're on all the major platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Carla.
Yep, the Wonder and Wellbeing podcast available on Apple Podcasts and all major podcasting platforms.
Coffee with Matilda and Journey to Self, and available on all podcast platforms and YouTube as well.
Okay, Kaola.
Women Stories podcast, available on all podcast platforms, iTunes, Spotify, and tune in. I have a new episode for you.
All right, Victor.
Yeah. Listen.
We wrapped up.
I just can't let this go. See, Carla, you said something.
We would have
very
never
interesting.
noticed.
If the royal family goes, what kind of world we will be in? If that's what we want. See, they've decimated African kingdoms that are over 1,000 years old, and nobody remembers them. So in 1,000 years from now, nobody remember the queen or the royal family. So life goes on. So I am Victor. I'm Victor Osio, the host of the Diaspora Entrepreneurs Podcast. You can find me on Spotify, iTunes, all the major platforms, and I'm there on Anchor as well, Anchor.fm. So check me out.
Okay, so that's fantastic. And I guess you could say Africa is getting back at the royal family with Meghan. So, okay, and my name is Nelson Jason Brano, Investing in America. And if the royals decide that they'd like to invest more in America, you can find me on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube channel coming at the end of this month. Thank you everybody very much, and I look forward to having you all on next Monday, same time, a little bit this time zone thing, and we will be there. Thank you.